Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. This is a beautiful, amazing day. Number one, because you're in it. We made it another week. And I know that many of you probably has had some great things happen. You probably also had to face some challenges, but we made it to another Friday.
Hungry.
Okay, buddy. Anyway, I just wanted to come on this morning for me and some of you guys. It's already the afternoon with my regular weekly word of encouragement. This is your Friday, Fearless Friday chat. I come every Friday to just inject a little bit of encouragement into you, to uplift your spirits, to check in, to chat, to encourage you and remind you that you can be and you are a fearless individual. Whatever you're doing a good job. And so today, again, is our Fearless Friday chat, and I am Chalessa Reddy, here excited and ready to share a little bit of a word of encouragement with you. As you can hear in the background, my little 5-year-old, it has been a morning already. Got up this morning early, went for a quick jog, did a workout, came back home, and all 3 kids were already waiting for me. In fact, while I was working out, my daughter texted me saying, "Where are you, Mom?" So we know that sometimes life doesn't give you too much of a break, but I was still so excited and glad that I stepped out of the house and was able to get my exercise in before coming back home. And so now here we are. And for many of you guys, this routine is familiar. I mean, you come home and or are at home and you have needs to meet. There are people who you need to address, and you need to provide food or cook breakfast or make lunch and snacks and all of those things. And so sometimes, especially in our changing world, there's many things that can cause us to fear. And so I began doing these chats because there were so many people who I was talking to who were just afraid, and not necessarily afraid of the evident changes going on around us, although those are a reason that could cause us to have some fear. But just everyday life can be fearful at times. There's dreams and goals that you've set for yourself that you'd like to accomplish, and sometimes it's intimidating when you think about the magnitude of what you want to do. And so I like to remind us every week that, hey, you can be fearless. It's not that you won't sense the emotion of fear, and we've talked about that. You will sense that emotion, but you can act in spite of it. You can fear less every day. The more you get accustomed to speaking through your fear, to encouraging yourself despite the circumstances, you will find that you begin moving with more and more momentum in the right direction. And so I come to you to remind you, you are a fearless individual with greatness on the inside of you. This is an amazing day because you have made it into this day. You have made it. You're still standing. You're still moving forward. You're still doing what needs to be done to be successful. And so as I thought about everything that's gone on this week and over the last several weeks, I thought about the change that I've had to adjust to, and that is my children being home. It caused me to have to rearrange my work schedule. I wasn't excited necessarily about it, except that I knew that they were going to continue to receive their education, and so that in itself was gratifying, but I wasn't prepared for it, And so what changes did I need to make for us to be successful? I mean, I could have just said no. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle. Or, like so many of us, we just pick up the pieces and keep on rolling. So the next week, my husband was making a desk for our kids so that we could separate an area in which we could designate just for them to do their schoolwork. I adjusted and rearranged my work schedule, as did my husband. And we set some type of a structure so that the kids could still feel like they had a normal routine for school. So I'm using that as an example that came my way in terms of a change that needed to be made or an adjustment that I needed to make. And so I couldn't sit in the situation 8 weeks ago. Hey, babe, just a second. Is that a boo-boo? Okay, just a minute, okay? You want to say hi? Say hi. all right, I'll be right with you. But I couldn't just let the circumstance or the situation keep going and not make the adjustment because the kids needed, all right, go inside and see daddy. Because the kids still needed their education, right? So just like then and even now, as my little 5-year-old is running around, I had to find a way to adjust. I couldn't just sit there and say, I don't like this, I don't want this, but I made the adjustment to make sure that they had an environment at home where they could learn and that I could rearrange the things I needed to do for work so that all of us as a team could move forward and be successful. So what changes have come your way in the last several weeks? That's just one for me. And thank God my kids are in week 8 of their school, and so we'll be winding that down. But it was just taking one small step at a time, realizing, okay, this is a change, this is a transition coming my way. What steps do I need to take in order to adjust and move forward? And so it's that type of analysis that we take into everything that comes, whether it's a transition in our work schedule, whether it's knowing that we need to maintain being at home, that we won't be able to go as many times to the grocery store, that we need to be and maintain social distancing, changes in our relationships to where perhaps you're closer or around people more in terms of your family than you typically are. Maybe you're not seeing certain ones like you usually do. Whatever those transitions have happened over the course of the last week and several weeks, how have you adjusted? What changes have you made? Have you had the time and the opportunity to just sit down and analyze, okay, this is my current circumstance. Now what can I do to make sure that I'm successful in it? Those types of analysis are so very important. It's helped me just to continue to take one single step at a time, because honestly, that's what it is. It's one step at a time to negotiate this, what we call life, and negotiate the ever-changing environment that we find ourselves in. We have to figure out, in ourselves, what do we have control over that we can change, that we can adjust. Sometimes we don't like to do those things. I know that when I get thrown off my workout routine, it takes me some time to figure out what I need to do in order to get back into the workout mode. But one thing is certain, I can't not exercise. I must work out and I must exercise. So what do I need to do in order to reach that goal? So again today, coming to you, reminding us that yes, change will happen. We will find ourselves in many seasons of transition. But one scripture that continues to reassure me is that I can do all things. And those who go to church and read your Bible, the rest of that says, through Christ who strengthens me. So it's through God, it's through Christ that we draw our strength. We can be encouraged in that word, knowing that every single thing that comes my way, I am strengthened in Him to accomplish it, to move forward in spite of it, to meet every challenge or every challenging situation. We can rely on that word. And so as we go forward, even into our weekend and into next week, I'm so excited and I'm rooting for those of us who are at home with our children and we're seeing them through this last leg of their journey with their education. Hey, you're doing a great job. You're doing better than you think. And as long as you can be there to uplift their hands and help them remain focused and positive in their season of change, I'm telling you, you've done what you need to do, right? You've been successful as a parent and as a guardian. And for those of you who continue to serve on our front lines, who are essential service workers, many of us live in states where different restaurants and other public venues are opening up. We are praying for you. Thank you for your service and for your time. We pray that you continue to be safe, all of us, that we continue to adhere to CDC guidelines and do those things. But remember, whatever that dream, whatever those goals are in your heart, you can accomplish them despite everything else that might be going on. But ask yourself, what changes, what adjustments do I need to make in order to be tracking for this goal? And you know what I've found? Sometimes that goal needs to change. We've set different aspirations, we've set different goals and guidelines for ourselves, and sometimes you find that, you know what, that needs to change right now because my season dictates that I need to pull back in this area and I might need to reprioritize in another way. And that's okay. It's okay to need to pull back. and reprioritize, because what it does is it causes you to analyze and make the best use of that particular season. For many of us in transition, this is just a season of a lot of change and learning and self-reflection, and that's a good thing. So again, the encouragement today, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. I'm so excited that I get to come to you every Friday to encourage you, to remind you that yes, change will come, change will keep coming, but you keep going too. You keep moving forward. Make the necessary adjustments and take the next right step. Sometimes it's just taking the next step. Many times I don't even embark on my day with a list of things to do in my head, because to me that is just overwhelming. But I think, what do I need to accomplish right now? What do I need to do right now? I don't think too far into the future, but I think, let me be present in this and figuring out what needs to be done right now and in this moment. So again, as you walk into your day fearless and fierce and free and excited about what life might have, remain positive, remain optimistic. All is not lost. Many of you are experiencing loss in many ways, whether it's job or friends, family who may have contracted the coronavirus sickness, or it might just be the daily living. I mean, we have changed drastically in how we live. Whatever it is, if you are sitting in a space of loss or of depression or of sadness, I hope you hear my voice today, and I hope you can see me smiling and telling you, you can make it. You can do this. Keep standing. Reach out for help if you need to. Call on those around you who could uplift your spirits. Tune in this weekend. Find a good broadcast. It might be, or maybe it's a favorite preacher that you like to hear. But you can do it, and you will make it. Just keep on keeping on, and don't give up. Look, I have a wonderful website if you want additional resources. It's livealimitlesslife.com. livealimitlesslife.com. My brand is Limitless, and I love it so much because it talks all about unlimiting yourself, taking the boundaries, taking the things that have hindered you off, and pushing yourself to be all that you can be, allowing yourself, rather, to be everything you can be, to expose your gifts and put your differences on display. And so if you want more resources, you can certainly go to my website. I'd love to stay in touch with you. Contact me on Facebook. This is always an amazing time, and I hope that you've been encouraged today. This is Chalessa Reddy with your Fearless Friday Chat. I'm going to sign off, y'all, because you can probably hear my little one in the background. But anyway, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.